Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to Better Connecticut. I don't know if you're a little sleepy around this 3 o'clock hour, day after the Super Bowl. Big sick day for a lot of folks.
Big sick day for a lot of folks.
Although, we have a story coming up. Not everyone just calls out.
Some people ghost.
Well, some people can, yeah.
That's unacceptable behavior. Unacceptable behavior.
But other people schedule their personal day in advance. Now, that's
that's okay. Yeah, you take a personal day, sure. But other people they just call in sick, and then some people just don't call. They don't. I remember at the supermarket, that's what happened. They would not call and not show up, and then you have to track them down.
They would totally ghost you like that?
Totally ghost us. I was like, what is happening here? Never done that in my life. Never. Anyway.
If you did watch last night, you were, of course, among the vast majority of people watching.
Yeah, I think so.
Even if it was just for the commercials or the food. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they won. Tom Brady proved as the oldest quarterback in the league that, hey, he still has it.
43
Oldest
years
head
old.
coach, too.
So now, Kara,
68?
you held 7 Super Bowl rings.
Yes.
Now, you actually held one of his in your hand and dropped it. Remember that?
Yes. I was actually looking for that picture to post it. I was with Tom Brady's father, and he wanted me to try on the ring. And I had a bad feeling about it. I'm like, this looks like a problem.
It's too big for you.
It's way too big.
Right.
And then as I extended my hand to show it off, it fell off and went bouncing down the sidewalk at the
I will never forget that.
golf tournament fundraiser.
At the Farmington Golf Club. It was hysterical. But anyway, could you imagine? He's now got 7 fingers with rings on them. He's got 3 more to go. Do you think he could do 3 more rings?
Yeah, and I could be wrong because I am not the football stats person. But I thought it was 7 wins and that he's been to Super Bowl 10 times.
10 times.
So then he already has 10 rings.
No, he's got 7 rings for the 7 wins.
You don't get rings if you just win.
No, you don't get. You got to win.
Okay.
I'm sure he gets a little cash, but you got to win.
Okay.
You could totally win. Anyway, it was a not great game. I unfortunately went to bed at 5:15. I did not see any of it, but there's Gronk. I think it was 2 touchdown passes to Gronk.
Yeah.
And they were reunited, and you know what?
The Chiefs did not play like the Chiefs.
No, that's what I heard. That's what everybody's saying. The Chiefs didn't play against the Chiefs.
I don't think anyone expected it to be that much of a blowout.
Yeah, and they said the only touchdown that one of the jokes from our producer's son, the only touchdown that the Kansas City Chiefs has is when the plane landed.
Oh.
That's terrible.
Aww.
Marcello, thank you for the joke. We appreciate that.
Thank you. And if you were wondering, a lot of people were looking at the stand saying, oh my gosh, there's too many people there. Is that going to be a COVID spreader? They did a really good job of making the cutouts look like real people in the wide shots, but the vast majority were cutouts. So
look at that. Isn't that incredible? So it was like 2 people, 3 cutouts. 2 people, 3 cutouts. 2 people, 3 cutouts.
But I thought the same thing at first because I had forgotten about the cutouts. And when they first opened and showed it, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of fans there.
Look at it. It looks packed, right? And plus they have the noise pumped in. Plus they had 26,000 people there, I think, on their own. A lot of them were vaccinated healthcare workers. And there were many tributes throughout the day for the healthcare workers and other frontline essential employees in the United States, which was really nice.
For many of them, it was they really just wanted them to have an amazing time because they hadn't had much fun in a year, in this life-changing year. And Amanda Gorman, who is, of course, she's the poet laureate sensation. She was the poet at President Joe Biden's inauguration. She did a poem, which is not normal at the Super Bowl, but I think it's a great tradition. And listen what she had to say about the 3 captains.
Oh, we don't have it, but she did. It was 3 heroes. One was a veteran, one was a teacher, and one was a nurse. And she spoke about them, and it was just a really beautiful tribute. She's such a polished young lady, just doing an amazing job and bringing poetry to really the forefront. To the sports and the forefront of our American culture. So I think it's really terrific what she's doing. Just great.
I'd love to know, what you thought of the halftime show if you were watching at home.
Our viewers this morning did not like it.
I was looking on Twitter, and there were some people who said, oh my God, I love it, I love the weekend. And then other people saying it was giving them motion sickness, or it was not my favorite halftime show.
78% of the viewers this morning that chimed into our poll did not like it. They said it was not good. But
Which
you know
he spent, up to $7 million of his own money, and I can see why, right? The pyrotechnics, the fireworks, he really put his heart into it. I don't know, sometimes I like the ones that don't have all that, and it was just Whitney Houston belting their amazing voice.
Speaking of Whitney Houston, if you watched any of the pregame, they did a tribute to Whitney Houston.
30 years ago where she had been there.
Unbelievable. And they pretty much played her singing the national anthem just I have goosebumps now. Just what a remarkable job she did. We lost such an icon there.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
What an incredible voice.
What an incredible voice. And I think the national anthem last night, the young lady was trying to do a tribute to Whitney. She wore the same kind of jumpsuit that Whitney had on 30 years earlier, but mixed reviews on the national anthem as well.
I think anytime people just
tough.
get upset if anyone doesn't just play it straight.
Play it straight. That's it. Just belt it out.
So there was a fan who belted it out. He just ran onto the...
He unbelted it out.
He unbelted it out. He was in a pink one-piece bathing suit.
There he is.
And some shorts.
And he mooned the audience. And he had some moves going on, though. He might audition for the Buccaneers next year. Look at him. He's got some moves going on in his pink, whatever that is, bathing suit or leotard or onesie thing.
Why did he do that? I just want to know why.
Yeah, it was in the fourth quarter. I think the game had pretty much been over. Look at them trying to...
Look at the security guard, though.
They're like, we will get you. We will get you if you run on the field.
I'm going to tackle.
And I didn't even have a mask on. Come on. If you're going to do that, put a mask on.
Oh, my
You
goodness.
can show your hiney, but put a mask on, would you please? My goodness gracious.
So we're talking about sick days in the Super Bowl, and they say, the sick day after the Super Bowl is here to stay.
I think it should just be a national holiday. The day after the Super Bowl.
You would like that, even though you didn't watch it.
I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Take the Monday off after the Super Bowl.
So 16 million Americans, they say, skip out on work the next day. More than
16 million!
More than half took a pre-approved personal day.
All right, that's okay.
Totally legitimate.
Right.
Another, about 4.5 million, plan to call in sick, but they're not. I mean, they're tired. That's kind of mental health day, I guess.
That's a mental health day, especially if you lost. I mean, if you're...
And then there are nearly 3 million people who just ghost and don't call or show up.
I think that's absolutely
absurd. How could you not call or show up? Do they get to keep their job if they don't do that?
Do you remember the day I overslept? And I overslept. I was sleeping. It happened to me once in 23 years. And they came to my house and almost knocked down the door trying to find if I was okay. Like, that's what happens. Like, when you ghost somebody...
They assume the worst thing.
They assume the worst. I mean, it's terrible. You don't want to do that. You think about all the people you're impacting.
I can't imagine ghosting. Like, do you get to show up for your job the next day if you ghost?
3 million people! Unbelievable.
Maybe there are people who just didn't really like their jobs, so like, I'm going to get a new one on Tuesday.
Exactly. I don't know. What is the deal?
Jobs are not the easiest to find right now.
I know. We talked about the Puppy Bowl. Who did you want to win? Team Ruff or Team...
Well, I fell in love with the Mexican hairless puppy from Connecticut.
Oh, my God. How adorable.
I don't know. They're both really cute, Ruff and Fluff, and it was close.
Yeah, Ruff in a dramatic...
I did watch a little bit.
It was a last-minute comeback for Team Ruff. They pulled it off. And look at them. Is this not the best or what? All of these puppies, and it's been...
But they all win because they all get forever homes. And we had about 20 dogs from Connecticut.
Touchdown. Look at that. You see, every time he runs into the end zone, it's a touchdown. This one I think was a little bit more entertaining than the game. There's Dan Schachner. Very
and Steve
funny.
Levy from ESPN, he did the play-by-play along with Sage Steele.
Which is just great.
So it was just fun to hear their voices, just for real.
And Martha Stewart and...
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. That's just great.
They were
I love
hosting,
it. They're all winners, as Kara just said. God bless.
All winners. So cute. All right, so UPS is going to be doing express delivery boxes for a Black History Month, and they're using a special design to kind of raise awareness.
Yeah, this woman, she came up with the design. Her name is forgive me. Absolutely forgive me. I can't find it in the rundown either.
And 25-year-old Sophia Yishi.
Sophia Yishi,
She's a graphic illustrator who is Black and Southeast Asian, and she owns Yishi or Yeshi Designs. I'm sorry which way you say it, but it's Y-E-S-H-I. If you want to check her out online, it's a Brooklyn-based small business, and she designed this box. It's beautiful.
And they say as part of the campaign, the UPS is also working with a nonprofit group, 30-Day Fund, to provide forgivable $5,000 loans to pre-selected Black-owned small businesses in need each day in February. How awesome is that? And they're saying if you can pay the loan back, give it to another business.
Pay it forward.
And give it to them, which I think is really wonderful.
It's wonderful all that's happened in the last couple of years where people are really starting to acknowledge and hopefully level the playing field for some businesses who are really trying to start, because those businesses are really going to change the world in the future.
Yeah, and they say that they were the hardest hit during the pandemic, with as much as 41% of businesses closed from the time that the pandemic started to now, which is just really incredible.